Permit me to take a view of the global situation currently, just to add a bit to what Kojo had already indicated. Things are looking a bit shaky out there. The supply situation is very bad as I speak. Last week I had mentioned that for every single day that the war continues, the global market space is denied a minimum 22 million barrels daily, right? Like Kojo mentioned, demand and supply. If demand remains, right, and then there's a supply shortfall of between 20 to 25%, that's how much the blockade at the Straits of Hormuz cost all of us globally. The first few days, prices were not that bad because there was already an oversupply situation. OPEC and its allies were already doing more than 200,000 barrels excess daily. So even in Ghana, you had a situation where we had a lot of, fuel in tank. If you go to the Lome Triangle today, there's still quite some fuel, although I believe with the outset of these hostilities, all of that you have at the Lome Triangle would also be taken up by other countries. And so for every single day that you see hostilities between Israel, the US, Iran, the world economy is being squeezed or being deprived of a minimum 22 million barrels daily. And so I wasn't surprised that at the close of trading yesterday, Friday, WTI, not Brent, had crossed $91. Brent had done over $93, $94, $95. It is not looking funny. We started from around 67, 68. We came into the 70s, the 80s. We've crossed the 90s. I heard the former BP chief executive suggest that if this is not curtailed within the next 1 month, we could hit 150. And so the conversation is not just going to be about we have 5 weeks of stock. It would have to be between now and that 1 month. What should Ghana particularly be doing? And so where you bring me to Tor, Central, they are a part of the mix. But you would need your bigger strategy in place so that you can cite Tor and Central to play a role in there. Your bigger strategy at this point for me, if I can advise my brother, the energy minister, get to the Lome Triangle immediately. Get as much stock as you can. Because Kojo has indicated every single day that the Hormuz is blocked, right? Logistical cost is going up. The cost of insurance or freight, Maersk and the other oil traders globally have refused their vessels going through, right? And even those that apply Europe and Africa, some of them are today charging an extra premium of $100,000. If you add it, maybe they will move. Otherwise, they'll keep their ships. I mean, they are comfortable. Insurance costs have gone up. And so cost generally is surging, and somebody will pay for it. I am not particularly enthused by the 5 weeks storage we have. It is abysmal. And I'll put this on record. I have followed the international media a lot since the outset of these hostilities. South Korea is doing 7 months import cover. That's how much they have. 3.5 months for the central government, 3.5 months for private capital, right? Other countries, Germany and the rest, although they are being squeezed now, some of them can give you about 12 months, 15 months, right? That if nothing comes in, they can still be able to sustain their net national demand. I mean, for those numbers.
But do we have the capacity to do the number of months these countries
Yes,
are doing?
we do. Yes, we do. And I would explain. Tor tanks alone is doing almost 1 million, right? Metric tons. That's a lot. So assuming Tor is not even refining, and you are using just their tanks to store product storage.
That like how many months? If you say 1 million, like how many months are we looking at?
1 million metric, if you are doing about 360, that's almost 2-3 months for tow alone, if you stock up. BOST will come to about 700, between 700, 800. That's also significant. Then you have other private depots dotted around. Fuel Company or the TFC. A lot of them in the Pong Enclave. If you decided that you are stocking up, you could be looking at between 4 to 6 months in the minimum. 5 weeks is to say you have just 1 month. I have heard discussions this morning that suggest, okay, so if it is just 1 month, can we say that the players will hold their prices that they already bought the products for before the 90, 91 upsurge for the next 1 month? The answer will be no. You see, I have advocated all along that we should get a reserve margin and give to BOST. A reserve margin that is controlled by the ministry and the government. We pay all kinds of taxes, funny taxes on petroleum products, but nothing for strategic stock. It is worrying, Sammy. You see, a time like this exposes you to not only grave danger, but grave harm that could be caused to your economy. Sammy, if you remain a price taker, right, that only depends on what Europe is giving you, what the Dubai Asia bloc is giving you. Sammy, in times like this, you will pay higher premiums, right? If you had a situation where we had a reserve margin fund, okay, that is generating, let's say, 50 million Ghana cedis a month. Because for petroleum pricing, every 1 pesewa would yield a minimum 4 million Ghana cedi. I mean, either saving or expenditure. So if you are doing just 10 pesewas, and each month you were saving about 40, 50 million, and that money was simply to buy products to store so that Ghanaians can have something to fall back on, industries can have something, your economy generally can have something to fall back on. These are the benefits you derive. I would explain them, I mean, in 2 ways. One, the central government can insist that I bought products to store when Plat was 500. Plat that used to be around 690, 700 before the start of this window. Today is above 1,000. It's no joke. So we might be seeing the missiles flying, you know. For some of us, it's like a war movie. Oh, they've bombed here. This has happened here. But this is a country that has not planned. And so look at what we are discussing. 5 weeks of cover. Not enough. 5 weeks is 1 month. Sammy.
Okay.
If the war protracts beyond the number of weeks that the US itself is saying, there will be absolute trouble. But even within that space, if you have 5 weeks and the war began, we are almost in the second week, right? By the third week, which is the following pricing window, the BDCs will not come and sell at less than new premiums. Because they will need to recover costs, like Ojo said.
Okay.
They will not sell anything below the Plat prices that pertains. Because the product we have in tank in Ghana currently is private capital. Okay. There's nothing for the central government.
Okay.
And that should be worrying.
Okay.
Sammy?
Thank you. Doc,